am Yoko, 55 years old. I work for an insurance company. My son finally landed his dream job this spring and left home, while others might think he's finally independent, and I'm off the hook, but it's not that simple for me. My husband, who is 5 years older than me, has retired and has been chilling at home ever since. Truth is, I've been dealing with his mental harassment for a while now. He's always had this money is everything mindset, and since he had more income than me, he's been treating me like his personal servant. Oh my goodness, it's 5 a.m. already! Gotta whip up breakfast. I have been getting up at 5 a.m. ever since I got married. I gotta tiptoe around the house, so I don't wake him up. If I dare to disturb his beauty sleep, he'll lecture me for hours.
You're my wife. Ain't you supposed to take care of your man? If you wake me up with all that racket, I won't get good sleep.
Was it that loud? I didn't mean to wake you.
Don't give me lip. You ruined my peaceful sleep. You should say sorry first.
I'm sorry.
And what's with this cold miso soup?
'Cause you weren't up when it was warm.
You trying to blame me? As my wife, you're supposed to heat up the soup when your man's ready.
I'm sorry.
'Cause of you, I've been feeling off all morning. Done with this grub. I'm hitting the gym. Of course, everything's ready, right?
Yes, you got your bag by the door, packed just like you asked.
Really? Hope you double-checked.
Yes, I checked it many times last night.
Last night? What about this morning?
Not after I woke up.
That won't cut it. Might have missed something. Check again before I leave.
Like this, my husband treats me like a slave. It's gotten worse since he retired and started staying home all day long. Even when I'm late from work.
Finally home. Where have you been?
Sorry, work ran long.
No excuses. Not a good wifey leaving her man hungry.
Sorry, I was late because of my screw-up. Couldn't leave earlier.
Quit yapping and cook dinner. I'm starving. Your man's waiting.
I'll whip it up right away. Tone it down.
The bath isn't ready yet. What's going on with you?
But I'm making dinner now.
I need a bath first since dinner's not ready. Can't you say something like, how about a bath? Nicely as my wife.
I can't juggle everything at once. You're home all the time. Why don't you help me with the housework a little?
What are you talking about? I'm the boss of this house. I don't do chores or anything. Household chores are for women. I've been working my butt off for this family for ages. Give me a break in retirement. What's your deal? Do you have a problem? I'm okay with divorcing you, you know.
He threatens divorce at every turn. He's always got those papers ready, constantly shoving them in my face. And then I'm left apologizing every single time. 'Cause I can't risk my son's happiness. I'm sorry. I'll do better next time.
All you gotta do is get it. I've told you a million times. I am the boss here. You're just here to help. Know your place.
Got it. Yes? Who is it?
Hey, I've got a delivery for you.
Okay, I'll open it. What? A golf set?
Oh, that's mine. I'm thinking of getting into golf. A friend of mine invited me. Got it online.
Here we go again. He dabbles in a little bit of everything. Plastic models, gardening, guitars, you name it. Buys stuff, then loses interest. He buys new stuff, then loses interest, and leaves them be. He got a new motorcycle not long ago, talked about going on tours, but quickly got bored.
Motorcycles suck in the rain. Helmets are heavy. I'd rather drive.
Here we go again. He's always on to the next thing, but loses interest in it so fast. He's spending too much, even with his retirement package. But couldn't really blame him. I know if I complain, he'll harass me again.
I'm out of here at 5 a.m. tomorrow, so have breakfast ready by then.
What? 5 a.m.? Seriously?
Of course. Golfers gotta be up early. But you can't slack on breakfast, alright? I've gotta eat well to get a good score.
He's all about soup and 3 veggies. Takes forever to prep. So I've gotta be up by 3:30 a.m., which really piles on. but I've got to tough it out for just a little longer. I've decided to go through with a specific plan during the next summer holidays.
So, how's work? I'm getting the hang of it. The team is awesome. I'm really happy I went with this company.
You worked hard to get in there. I'm really glad that it seems like a good company.
Getting along with your bosses is important, but knowing which boss to follow is crucial for your career advancement. I sized up my boss right away. Actually, lots of incompetent folks out there, even with fancy titles. I made it to section chief because I picked my boss as well. After all, money talks, you know.
He started bragging as soon as he got a drink. My son and I always found this time painful as heck. He boasted about his active role until retirement, but honestly, he was just a section chief for ages, and his paycheck wasn't much better than a regular employee's. He talked like money was everything, but he wasn't that loaded.
Gonna hit the sack. Make sure you clean up.
He went straight to bed after his bragging. I was shocked to see him not listening to our son, who had come home after a long time. The next morning was even crazier. You better get moving or you'll be late for your appointment. Kenji's treating us to lunch today.
Be quiet. My head's pounding. Let me sleep a bit longer.
Kenji had booked a restaurant for us that day, planning to treat us to lunch. But my husband got plastered the night before, so he had a headache and couldn't get up.
Mom, forget it. Let's just go ourselves.
I was utterly fed up with my husband's behavior. Look, there's something I need to talk to you about today. Actually.
It's about the divorce, right?
Huh? How come you know that?
I can tell because I've seen how Dad's treated you. If I were in your shoes, I'd leave him in a heartbeat. But you didn't because of me, right? I'm really sorry for the pain I've caused you.
Kenji.
Mom, I'm good on my own now. So you go live your life. If you ever need me to step in, I've got your back. Finally, you're back. What about my food? What's up with you two leaving me behind to go out to eat?
It was your fault that you didn't wake up.
What's with the attitude? If you've got a problem with me, we can just call it quits.
That's just perfect timing. I just filed the papers.
Wait, you did what?
Filed the divorce papers, of course. I just went to the city office with Kenji and handed them in. You've already given me several divorce papers, haven't you? Now you and I are no longer husband and wife. Why should I cook dinner for a complete stranger?
What? Wait, hold on. What the heck are you thinking?
Truth is, I've been wanting to split for years. I've been holding out until Kenji becomes a man of his own. When I told him just now that I was divorcing you, he agreed.
From where I'm standing, what you did to Mom is unforgivable. I've always hated you for it, but back when I was a student, I couldn't do anything about it. That's why I'm backing Mom. What are you going to do after leaving? And you have nowhere to go, right?
No worries. I've got a new place sorted out, moving in next month. Until then, Kenji's letting me crash. Everything's packed and good to go.
Hold up. Let's chill and talk this out. If you've got something to say, I'm all ears.
I've got nothing to say. As I said, we're already divorced, so there's no point in talking anymore. So can you step aside? And with that, I left the house, leaving my husband in tears. I crashed at my son's place for a week until I could settle into my new apartment. But soon after, I got a call from my husband.
I'm really sorry about everything. Can we talk? Please come back home.
I get it. Let's talk about splitting things and all that. By the way, how did you manage to turn the house into a mess in just 3 days? The house was a disaster zone, with garbage strewn about and laundry scattered everywhere. Since it was summer, there was a funky smell from the leftovers and flies were buzzing around.
I'm lost without you. I don't even know how to take out the trash. Even doing laundry is a nightmare with all these different detergents and stuff. I can't keep this up. And what will the neighbors think if they find out my wife left me? Please come back.
I let out a deep sigh at his words. It was clear he was only thinking about himself. No apology or sympathy for me. I'm sorry, but I can't be with you anymore. I'm here to talk about our future.
What future? What are you going to do? At your age, you never know when you might get sick, and you don't have any savings.
Don't sweat it. I've been getting ready for this for years. Actually, I've been planning my divorce for a while now and slowly getting ready for it. I'm a certified financial planner and I also manage assets. So, even if I split from my husband, I've got enough assets to stand on my own.
Kenji, whose side are you on? Don't tell me you're gonna turn on me after all I've done for you. I'm the one who taught you how to be a man. Think about who's been there for you all these years. Dad, that's not right, is it? Mom told me everything. You and Mom had been splitting living expenses equally since you got married, right? Sure, you made more money, but Mom had been contributing just as much. Did you give it away?
I didn't tell him because you mentioned wanting to maintain your dignity, but Kenji's all grown up now. And since we're already divorced, it's fine if he knows.
I had no clue. Can't believe you are acting all high and mighty despite the situation. Totally speechless.
Here's your bank book.
Huh? My balance is only 2 million yen? Why is it so low?
That's a given. You bought a motorcycle, a guitar, a golf set, and splurged a bit.
But I thought you were supposed to be managing my money.
I just kept the bank book. All your purchases were paid from your account. That's only natural.
Can't believe that's all I have left. How am I gonna manage?
And about compensation?
Compensation? What are you talking about?
I've been keeping a record of all the abusive language you've thrown at me. It's what they call mental harassment out there.
Mental harassment? That's ridiculous.
I've been also keeping a journal, and Kenji will testify. I talked to a lawyer, and he said I can file for compensation without issue.
How much are we talking? I'm pretty strapped for cash, you know.
Well, I'll leave the amount up to you. I've got enough money, so I don't really care about the amount. I just want to see how genuine you are. So, well then. A few days later, I found 50,000 yen in my bank account from my husband. By the way, I heard through the grapevine that my husband tried to go back to his old job. However...
About you wanting to come back to work. After some internal discussion, we decided to pass.
What? Why not? I've been with the company for ages, you know.
Well, the other employees were strongly against it. Some even said they'd quit if they had to work with you. Well, I'm sure you must be onto something.
Turns out, my husband had been a real pain to work with, and everyone at the company couldn't stand him. Long story short, he couldn't find a job and ended up doing temporary work to get by. As for me, ditching my husband made my life so much easier. I'm way more focused on my job now. You know, I just got promoted to general manager.
Really? That's awesome. We gotta celebrate.
Thank you.
So, Mom, seen anyone interesting lately? Since you and Dad split, it's cool if you find someone new.
Romance, huh? Huh. Maybe it's not such a bad idea after all. If I find someone cool, I'll be sure to give you a heads up. I'm not over the hill yet, and Kenji's got my back. Maybe it is time to seek out some new happiness.